This week, I wanted to shake things up a little bit and share with you information about your own company. Um, I'm always amazed when walk into companies. I usually have some information on them, meaning reviews from customers, employee conversations that are going on anonymous sites, those types of things. And I'm always asked, where'd you get that information? So this week I thought I would share some of the things, and these are going to be pretty plain vanilla from my standpoint. My belief is that companies need to be monitoring these things, and sometimes HR does, or maybe sometimes HR thinks somebody else is doing it or whatever. But when you're getting into customer reviews, more often than not, I find strangely that large companies don't really have anybody doing that job. And I always suggest to executives, that this is something they should track, and even on their own, because you can get quite a bit of information back on your company. So let's just kind of start out here with, really the basics of kind of what I do. But if I'm working with, well, let's start. If I go and want to eat someplace I haven't eaten before, where do I go? I go to Google and I will Google, in this case, Harry and Izzy's for their reviews. They get 4.5, pretty good for a restaurant. It is a good restaurant in Indianapolis, and so that I it gives me information that you know whether it's someplace I want to go, those types of things. But um, you can look up your own company in Google reviews, see if there's any information out there. I'm often shocked. Sometimes you have to go several pages deep in order to find kind of anonymous sites and things of that sort for information that people have put out there about your company, or maybe even it's in a blog or a vlog that's out there. Um, the next one, I mean, and again, the Better Business Bureau, um, get complaints on your company. Now, I don't see too many. Not very often do I get large companies on this. These are more local types of things. Um, but another one that I do use that I often find information people aren't familiar with it is the ripoff report, where people are making comments about your company and uh, you know what the bad service you had, or the product didn't work the way that it was expected. So this is one I regularly use to find information about a company um, that I'd be working with. And then another one that just came to my attention is the layoff.com. Now, uh, this is all anonymous. Everybody's anonymous when they post. But it gives you information about by individual company. And let me just go here. And, you can most active on the layoff boards, so you can see a list of companies, see if you find your companies all in alphabetical order, or you can look it up on your own here. But it has just conversations that are going on. Maybe your company is or isn't laying off. Right now, there are a lot of layoffs going on. So, these are things that will, you know, you'll you'll want to know about. Sometimes people are named in it. I just kind of browsed it a little bit, um, looking at some, uh, you know, companies that I've worked with, and they have information that they probably would want to uh, know about. Let's just put it that way. Um, And then, then there are obviously things like um, Glassdoor. Not just kind of walking through this now. I didn't even know this, but Elevance Health is now, or what used to be Anthem is now Elevance Health. I no idea, but so if I look at Elevance Health, it's going to give me a lot of reviews about the company from employees, that are out there. Um, that you know, it's you can see here, you know, 2 stars, 3 stars, 1 star, 5 stars. I mean, across the board, as you would expect, pretty broad views on large companies coming out there. But they're worth reading, or at least browsing through them to know what people are thinking within your company, from within and without. I like I said, I do look very deeply at whether how the system's being viewed by people that are in it, working in it, the employees, and from without, which would be the customers' information. It gives a pretty complete picture about how your organization is performing. It doesn't give you everything that you need, but I like to have a sense of what the company is, and I even suggest companies do it for companies that maybe they're partners with, type of thing. You can learn a lot of interesting information off of some of these things. Indeed is another one that is often used. You can just kind of go through here. Let's just pick Dick's Sporting Goods, happiness, purpose. This is all new stuff. They've redone their website. It must have. I don't go to the site very often, but it's got a new look to it. So that's what I really wanted to cover this week, because people go, well, where did you get that information? Well, I usually start with Google and go from there, and some of the basics on Glassdoor and Indeed, LinkedIn. Yeah, it's a little harder to get anything off of there, but as far as unless you talk to some place, I typically don't go that far. I just want to know what people are posting online, so I like to put that information out there. Anyway, that's what I wanted to cover this week, because I think it's really important to do, especially the consumer ones or the customer ones, because people do post stuff out there, and sometimes even on Twitter or X or whatever it's called now. People will give you information about your company. That's what I wanted to cover this week, and remember, there's always a better way.